Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm just making sure. I think we're happening here. Okay. Hi, I am the creator of Skin Harmonics, which is the very first Medi-Holistic skin resurfacing skincare line and methodology. And it's something you should absolutely check out. It's the best of both worlds. It's for people that want real results, and I believe better results than what's conventionally being delivered. And we want to do it in a natural way. So, and Medi-Holistic is kind of an oxymoron, but they have been both brought together with Skin Harmonics. Kind of cool. So, anyways, today I wanted to hop on and talk about this dilemma of vitamin D and sun exposure and how this plays out for our skin, so that our skin can actually and our whole health can, win, basically. So, what I want to talk about specifically is kind of this conundrum that we're in with where we know we need to get vitamin D, and at the same time, we know how damaging the UV rays are. And my clients that wear sunscreen look, I swear to God, 10 to 15 years younger than their friends that did not wear sunscreen. And I've watched what it's done for my own skin because I was, raised outdoors and worked outdoors for most of my 20s. So I really take this seriously, and have seen it's basically said, and I believe this to be true based on my 30 years, is visible aging is 80% due to sun exposure. 80% of it. That's kind of something to gasp about. Wow. And I've noticed certain parts of my body that don't see the sun. I look like I could be 20, right? So, anyways, we're in this conundrum when it comes to sun exposure because we really need vitamin D for bone density and for immune health and just overall sense of well-being. We need the sun. And how do we do it in a way that we're not making our skin worse? So, this is what I have put together that works really well. And it's all about managing our sun exposure because, like I said, if we're just always out in the sun, that's not good either. So this is what I recommend you do. So number one, don't go out in peak hours. And I know everyone's probably heard that before. So it's definitely number one, just go out early in the morning and go out in the evening where the rays are long and they don't have, you can still get the benefits, but it's not going to be at the most destructive angle where it's going to do the most harm. So number one, never go out in peak hours. And number two, you're going to limit it to just 5 to 15 minutes at a time. And you're always going to wear sunscreen over your overexposed areas. And I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. So, a little bit every day, a little bit every day. And when I talk about overexposed areas, what I do is I basically expose the areas of my body and skin that don't see the sun on a daily basis. So as a hard and fast rule, always cover your face, always cover your neck and décolleté, always cover your hands, always cover your shoulders and your arms. Just do it. Those are not the zones for your skin to be making vitamin D. If those are our solar panels, if you will, that's on the no list. Never use those areas of your body to synthesize that vitamin D. However, there's a lot of body, a lot of skin that's left over that don't get continual overexposure throughout a lifetime anyways. And that would be our stomachs, from the décolleté down, especially if you're a woman, and our backs covering our shoulders, our whole bum area, backs of our legs. Knees tend to be a little bit of a gray area, whether they're high exposure or not. But legs, definitely the whole, your that whole area, your hips, your belly, all of that Those are the areas that you want to sun because they're getting such small amounts compared to our face, our néclété, our décolleté, and our neck. Like those are the areas that suffer the worst from overexposure. And no matter what we do, by the time we get to be 80, like those areas, let's just face it, they're gonna look the worst because day in and day out they've been exposed. However, if at an early enough age, those areas are just, not used as solar panels, so to speak, we can really reduce visible aging on those parts of our skin. So that is how I have solved this conundrum of how do we get our vitamin D and how do we protect our skin at the same time. So, and you're going to have to find your genetic sweet spot because it's also common knowledge that darker skin types need more sun exposure to trigger synthesis of the vitamin D. So you're going to have to kind of experiment and find what your sweet spot is so that you're getting just the right amount of sun on this skin that's underexposed so that, we can get the benefits of both worlds essentially. So, okay, I hope that made sense. And that's how I think we should all, go out and get our vitamin D and just do it really smart. All right, I'll see you guys next time.